30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks, down to get 6'5".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Now Jones. Space to maneuver at the 40. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in Week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Locke now on 1st down. He completes this to Sutton. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. For Sutton, the receiving numbers from last week's game. 4 catches, 63 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. First carry for James Conner, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Jones on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and now it's second down. So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now Jones. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
30 base. Who's that bomber? Who's change? Exit.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Brashad Perriman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. On 2nd down, it's Connor.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Hey, come on. Hey, dude. 45, 80 weapons. 45, 65. Ready?
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a solid pickup, 8 yards, but work still to do now on 3rd and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Scott Miller, his first touchdown of the new season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Clock now on 1st down. And this one caught by Cameron Braid. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the 1st round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
And Braith, the tight end's got it. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues, and the chains move again. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Connor. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try to run for it with Connor. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 21-3 is your score after 1. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the 1st.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Heck of a move, and then brought down near the 23. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Hey, box drop. 60 outlaw. 45. Mike, 45. Right here. 45.
Jones now throwing on 1st down. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Scott Miller with his second touchdown here in this first half as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. In the second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down. On third down, blocked. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Fielded just inside the 30. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, it was... Exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points It's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time win right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, Haywood. I got him. 45. Ready?
Throwing Jones. And he fires one incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Jones. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Looking to throw. Jones. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Scott Miller on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Score. Randall Cobb, 84 yards. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? Second quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play, but sometimes it's okay to dream big because
they're focusing on the fourth quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing some type of history here, and it's being done by him and, of course, the big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
First down, Buccaneers. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98. Ready?
Throwing on first down, Jones. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Come on, set. 6-6. Pull it hard. 91. Good. Switch.
Now Jones on first down. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
Alpha. Let's go. 45.
Jones to throw again. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sat back at the 38. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. This is Jones. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. They'll go with Jones. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Finding room at the 30. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a big play there for the Broncos. And even 60 yards for him on the ground. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. On first and 10, here's Locke. And that's complete to Sanders. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
championships, baby.
Play action. Now it's locked. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it with Jones. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 34-yard line.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jones. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Here's Jones. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Pretty quiet, team. We're pretty quiet. Let's go.
Here's Hogan Bawale. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
And how about that on 3rd down? So many different directions an offense can go. Throw it out wide to the receivers. Get it to their speedy running back. They changed up everything and handed it to the fullback, and he surprised them all and picked up the first down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Let's go.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? On 1st down, it's Connor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. There to stop him was Carlton Davis.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Block off a play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is. And the pressure gets to him again. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this is going to set up a 1st and goal from the 5. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. A give to Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
We got 4.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. On the draw, Connor. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. We have played 3 quarters. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 4, check 52.
They'll go again to Jones. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
60 out more. Copper! Hey, Zoo! Hit it!
On 2nd and 1, Jones. He's got the hook up to Miller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. Jones now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
Any day. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic.
Here's Jones. Throwing again. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Eluding the pressure right. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Jones now on 1st and 10. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Bravo.
Looking to throw. Jones. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Back to throw. Jones flushed out right. the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
45, Mike, 45. I got you.
That one looks like he'll throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. But now it's 3rd and goal. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Looking to throw. Jones. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy. 4 in the game.
Yeah, about the 4 in the game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Locke's going to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
55. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
1st and 10.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you. And you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get...
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. From the gun, it's Locke. Oh, the Buccaneer press pressure too much. Down he goes. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. In his end zone, here's Locke. Drew Lock taken down in the end zone. 2 points for the defense. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's the safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
On the return is Williams.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Ready?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Go. 70, Indy.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Hey, Charlie.
98 to Mike. It's a party now.
5.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32 and out.